Alright, YouTube. What's going on? This is Copy7789 here. Coming at you guys real quickly. I'm going to show you this deck. What this deck is, this is the deck that just got second place at YCS Dallas this past weekend. They called it Dragon Lightsworn. So, yeah. I'm going to go over the deck list for you guys, what he ran. Some things that I would change personally if I were to run the deck. So yeah, let's just get right into it. Okay, you start off with the Lightsworn engine. You have triple Lila. I think this is a very good choice. Lila is really, really good. So yeah, one Jane, one Aaron, two Raikou, and one Lumina. I think he ran the one Lumina just to have a fifth target for if he drew into the Judgment Dragon. However, if I think I would take the Lumina out for another Jane. I don't know. Lumina, I guess, is decent for the milling factor. It's just 1,000 really isn't that big, and you really don't have that many Lightsworn monsters to use with it. The main things you'll probably be bringing back are the Lilas to use its effect with, but yeah. One Judgment Dragon, that was a decent choice, I think. One Card Trooper. If it were me, I probably would have ran two of these. Card Trooper is just really, really good. Especially in a deck like this where you want to be milling your stuff. To be honest, I would probably honestly take the Judgment Dragon out and take out the Lumina and the Aaron and run a second Jane. You really don't need the Judgment Dragon in here because most of your monsters are just big enough on their own that you really wouldn't need it, I guess, per se. Don't get me wrong, it's amazing to bring out a Judgment Dragon and use his effect, and he is just obviously an enormous monster. But there's other cards that could be of better use in here, I guess is probably the best way to put it. So, yeah. One Card Trooper, one Dark Arm, you have to run this. It's really easy to get to. Really easy to put 3 Darks in the grave because it's very, very easy to tutor the graveyard. One Honest, I like that. One Tragodia in the main. He also sided a Tragodia. If I'd run this, I probably would have mained 2 Tragodia. So yeah, one Phantom of Chaos. Not a huge fan of Phantom of Chaos. Obviously, he got it off in a feature match for a Dark Arm Dragon effect, but yeah, still not very big on Phantom of Chaos. One Sangan, you need it to search out basically whatever you need in the deck. One Dark Flare. I like only one Dark Flare. I think that was a good choice, as well as only one Chaos Sorcerer. I don't think you really need any more than that. One Gores. You really obviously don't run back row in this deck, so Gores is very, very good. One BLS, have to run it. One Plague Spreader. I also like the Plague Spreader in here. It's for good synchro ability, as well as being able to tutor the graveyard and other stuff like that. 2 Darkness Metal. I would not go up to 3 in here as well. I like the idea of 2 Darkness Metal. 3 would just seem way too cloggy. So 2 is pretty good. 3 Light Pulsar, obviously you have to run 3 of him. He's very, very good. 2 Effect Veiler in the main. I also agree with this. 2 Veiler is good. 2 Eclipse Wyvern is still also very good. And then 2 Mystic Tomato. The reason he said he was running Mystic Tomato is because he couldn't get tour guides or didn't want to pay the money for tour guides. I would probably take the 2 Tomatoes and the Phantom of Chaos out for 3 tour guides. Tour guide is just really, really, really good in a deck like this. It's just really easy for you to... it's a really easy way to get Darks in the grave. It's a good way to get to your the Ixies that could end up helping you out in the end. So yeah, there's that. The spells were all pretty, I guess, pretty standard is probably the best way to put it. Reborn, Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, Future Fusion, excuse me. Very, very good card in here, obviously. One Charge, I agree with One Charge. I like One Charge. Or with the One Charge in here, I should say. One of Lore of Darkness, and then 3 Solar Recharge. I think overall the spell lineup was pretty solid. I can honestly say I think instead of Solar Recharge, I would have played triple MST in the main just to counter my opponent's back rows and know that my big pushes were going to go through. So yeah. Because I really just don't think you need more mill. You have enough mill with the Lightsworn monsters to get whatever you need into the graveyard. And then one treacherous trap hole. Decent card. I don't even think I probably would just go down to 40 and wouldn't even play the treacherous trap hole. So yeah. His side deck 2 max C obviously for the windups. Triple MST. Triple Electric Virus. I actually like that choice. Electric Virus is really good against the Dino Rabbit, where they go into Logia. Either they're going to waste a Dolken Negate on it, or you're going to take their Logia and either tribute for like a Light Pulsar or a Dark Flare Dragon, or remove it to special summon your Red Eyes Darkness Metal, which I think is really, really underrated, and it was a very, very good call siding 3 Electric Virus. Tragodia, I probably would have found a way to main a Tragodia. I'm actually not even sure that Tragodia is that good of a card at the moment. It's alright, but yeah. 2 Decree, I like 2 Decrees in the side. Veiler, I like the 3rd Veiler in there, and I wouldn't play any of this stuff. I think it's obviously for his Gravekeeper matchup, which obviously is a very, very tough matchup. So yeah. And then his extra deck, 1 5-headed dragon, 1 Leviathan, 1 Utopia, 1 Zen Mains, 1 Leviair. If you're playing Tour Guide, you have to play more. I think you would have to play more Ixies than Synchros. Bionic, Iron Chain, Cataster, Void Ogre, Scrap Dragon, Stardust, Black Rose, Ancient Fairy, Arcanite, and Armory Arm. One thing I will say, I did like his choice of Iron Chain over Orient Dragon. It's not a synchro heavy format anymore, so Orient Dragon isn't as good as it used to be. In fact, Orient Dragon isn't really all that great anymore. Iron Chain is 2,500. It's a lot harder for Rabbit to get over an Iron Chain Dragon. And it's really only bad against... I don't want to even say it's bad. It's really not that bad of a card. Makes your opponents mill cards that they could need to draw into. Which is only really get bad against like a mirror match, or if you're playing like the Chaos Dragon mirror, you don't want to be milling your opponent's stuff. It's really not all that bad against Insectors. Obviously, if they're running Call of the Haunted, it wouldn't be good, but still, it's good against Rabbit, good against Wind Up. Basically 2,500 in Iron Chain Dragon is bigger than a lot of the things that your opponent would be putting on the board. I may actually end up testing this deck and like just to see how it runs and all that kind of stuff. It seems like it's a pretty fun deck to play actually, but like I said, I'd probably make a decent amount of changes to it. If I do end up testing it, I'll show you guys my build and tell you how it's been doing and whatnot. But yeah, I just thought it was really cool that something other than Dino Rabbit, Insector, and Wind Up made it that far in a tournament. And just, you know, all I gotta say is I really like the idea behind the deck. I think it was a very, very good meta call. Just like Dark World at Long Beach was a good meta call, this was another good meta call. Its Dark World matchup isn't that great, but with the Lilas and the Raikos and stuff, it is easier to get rid of gates and keep your keep the Dark World player from plussing. Also, with being able to play Chaos Sorcerer and BLS, it is a lot easier to remove the Graphas, so you really don't have to worry about it as much. So yeah, that's about really all I have for this deck. I just thought it was really cool. Thought I'd show you guys what I liked about it, what I didn't like, and yeah, hopefully I have an update later for you guys. Alright, see you later.